Welcome to another video, and today we will be talking about the top 3 most overrated anime of all time. Yes, these are facts because we are them. Obviously, that's why. There are no opinions, only facts on this channel.
Okay. Y'all like my buddy Cam? Is that his name? Look at Cam, y'all.
Where are his arms?
Or feet.
Yes.
See, you was about to say some crazy stuff, bro. Let's lock in.
Does that count as body dysmorphia?
Yeah, look.
So y'all are just sick fucks who like to breed cats. Well, this is a Pokemon. No, oh no, he did because he usually has arms and legs. So this one also has like a messed up body.
They're raised. They're all built like that.
That's Fue Coco, whatever his name is, right?
Y'all are sick.
Little flaps. Yeah, his arm's on his stomach. Look.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's just this one. it's just this one.
Today we will, like I said, top 3 most overrated animes, and my number 1 most overrated anime, I believe, from the modern era, is going to be Solo Leveling, and I can talk about this because I read the manga.
Okay.
I'm still reading the current manga with his son. Yes, he had a kid.
Okay.
And I also watched the entirety of the anime, and
Is it already over?
No, it's not over. It's not over.
Okay.
It's not over.
But you've already, the entire story.
Yeah. I thought it was overrated before he even got turned into an anime. Because I actually read Korean comics, manhwas, on a regular basis, and there are definitely better stories out there that should have been animated compared to Solo Leveling. Like, Solo Leveling, and it is implied in the name that it's going to be centered on just the protagonist.
Right.
So it makes sense. But they introduce characters anyway that like are cool, that they could have had better background on, and like it got really popular mainly for its animation. If the same studio that animated like Konosuba animated that show, it would not be as popular as it is.
You think so? I don't think the animation is that good for Solo Leveling.
Really?
I think it got that popular just because isn't that the most read manga like of all time? Solo Leveling?
That I don't know.
I think that's the most. Is that not the most read manga?
The author did
of all
pass
time?
away, so that might contribute to why it got so popular too. But I don't think it's the most read. Let me get it.
Because I know for years, way before, like I heard of Solo Leveling before it even came out as an anime because people kept talking about it. Like when I heard that it was getting an anime, people like blew up. This is manga.
Manhwa.
Okay.
Yep, it is the number 1 in.
I told you.
At least according to CBR.com. Anyway.
But like anytime, especially because I think I started hearing Solo Leveling back in high school, bro. Like I know you, Gaston, and like some other people would talk about,
yeah, I think we did start.
Have you read? And I was like, I don't really read manhwas because I haven't I didn't at that time. I still don't, not for any reason in particular, but I just didn't.
He's a great ore farmer. He is that dude when it comes to ore.
But I mean, we graduated high school over 10 years ago, 10 years ago. So for literally a decade, I've been hearing good things about Solo Leveling, or people wanting to read it or wanting to. And then when there was a report that it was getting animated a couple of years back, people were blowing up. So it was always going to be that. I mean, even if you use the Konosuba's animation studio, people are going to watch it regardless. Mm-hmm. How many people watched Tower of God? You saw that animation. It's because it was very popular.
Yeah. They watched it because it was popular, not because of the animation. I'll tell you that.
Correct.
And they were disappointed, and they did not keep that audience. I guarantee you that.
I don't think Solo Leveling's animation was bad, but I don't think it was.
It could have been better.
I don't think it was
because like
foldable.
Tower of God before Solo Leveling was the number 1 manhwa to read.
And look what happened there. And they still had a lot of people watch that show when it came out, including this one. And I didn't read it. I only watched a couple episodes, turned it off. The most overrated anime of all time, in my opinion, is Demon Slayer. For some of the reason that you were saying, I think that show was carried by animation. Ufotable, again, I think Ufotable and Kyoto Animation are the best animation studios ever of all time. And that's because that was a lot of people's first introduction into Ufotable, believe it or not, because a lot of people didn't watch Fate. I was already watching Fate back when before it was cool. So I already knew what time it was. And then when you saw the animation is beautiful. I mean, I'm gonna just keep it a stack. It's beautiful, damn near perfect, in certain aspects. The shading, I count like the sounds and all of that type of stuff. It was
sound
really,
design is very important.
The sound design for everything was just great, and I think that overshadowed how basic the story is. I'm not saying it's bad because I like Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is cool. I watched it. I think it was really nice. I'm a sword guy, so I liked the katanas and all that type of stuff. But when I look back at it, like, it was
the story was not all that.
It was very simple. Like there are
training arcs were lame.
It was like they killed half of the lower moons, which could have extended the story because it's more training for certain characters, like more to do. There was a total of 12 like big demons. You had 6 upper moons and 6 lower moons, and when you killed all 6 of the lower moons off, it kind of minuses a lot of the guys' training.
That could have literally been more story.
It could have been more story. Each demon could have had their own story, just like the upper moon demons do. And then I think that they handled the upper moon demons kind of bad as well, because you put everybody in Infinity Castle, and now you have to kind of fight. You're just fighting all of them at the same time. It's like they kind of shrunk the entire story instead of kind of having a well drawn out kind of, like, if there's 12 demons, you should have, I want to say 13 different arcs, each with the demon being the person of that arc. And I say 13 because obviously Muzan's the top guy, so the final arc should be with that. And then you go from there. I mean, you have a couple of seasons, and then that's probably it. That they used. They put a whole season into a movie, and then again, the Infinity Castle I just don't think was done as good, because you just kind of screwed off all of the demons. And my main problem with that is that, in my opinion, Inosuke didn't get any shine throughout the show. Tanjiro's 1v1ing demons the entire time.
Inosuke is literally part of the main group, and I think, Tanjiro and Zenitsu were the ones that got some of the best screen time.
Even Nezuko was 1v1ing Daki. The lower sixth or the upper sixth moon, how it was Gyotaro and her sister. Nezuko was 1v1ing Daki.
And Inosuke is like some people's fan favorites in a lot of.
He's a lot of people's fan favorites.
It's
so
weird that they would do that.
To kind of, but that's where I feel like if you kept the lower moon demons in there, that's a great character development and story for him, because now you give him more time to fight. Like, his main fights were either him getting beat up, or like when they went against the Spider Family, Zenitsu caught a fade 1-on-1. Tanjiro caught a fade. Inosuke was getting beat up, so it kind of defeats the purpose. And even when you go to the upper moon demon with Doma, the number 2 guy, it's like Inosuke had to help somebody. He didn't get no shine. Tanjiro is out there, and what do you call it? Yeah, him and Giyu definitely was fighting together, but Tanjiro's had the whole show to 1v1 demons. Zenitsu's 1v1ing his old classmate. Like, it's good stuff, but then you get to Inosuke and he's just there. And I think he had a lot of raw potential, because he's doing beast breathing, which he's done by himself. He didn't have no teacher, so it's all just straight talent. Everybody else had a teacher to teach them how to essentially fight. He's just going based off of instincts, and I think his power and his stuff was cool, his repertoire, but they kind of just threw him away. So that's why I say the story itself wasn't really that great, but the amount of, like, it's pretty much like a cult classic now, because
I think it came out at a really specific time, especially during COVID, so that contributed to why it got so popular. And a combination of animation, opportunity, and trend. It's interesting because there is some truth to the statement, but Dr. Stone came out and that was a really good show, and it didn't get nearly as close as like where Demon Slayer was. And a new anime that came out during COVID, a lot of people were inside, so they had nothing to do but to watch it. The animation for that was as good though.
No, what's Ufotable? You're not going to catch Ufotable's animation.
Yeah, so that's why.
But that proves my point even more, that the animation carried it, because the story was not. To be honest, Dr. Stone has probably a more deeper, diverse kind of like story, like, and you might actually learn some goddamn thing if you watch it. Versus Demon Slayer, it's just hack and slash. But the song, like the opening, made it popular already. There was a lot of whoever was in charge of
I'm tired of that song.
Of the media, like promotion, they need to get whatever y'all are paying them. You need to pay them three times more, because they got the right artist to do the right song that blew up. You had a bunch of people that weren't really even watching anime that when COVID happened, everybody knew that song. Tuco hasn't watched anime in a long time. He knows the Demon Slayer song when he hears it. That's how popular the song was. Obviously, you got the right animation studio.
The character designs were...
It was perfect.
Perfect. The colors and the shades.
Very bright. But the show itself is... I'm not going to say it's bad. I think it's still good. I liked it. I watched it. I've cosplayed as Zenitsu before. Or as, you know, some of you guys are to call it, the Black Zenitsu. I have a couple of his katanas or Demon Slayer katanas in my house. Like, I like it. Like, Demon Slayer. Me, you, and what's her face? We all got the same. Like, I watched Demon Slayer. I enjoyed it.
We had it on our cars at one point.
We had a Tasha's. I had Zenitsu on my car. He had Tanjiro on his car. So, like, we watched it. This isn't coming from somebody that hates the show. That's why it's always kind of weird, because when I go overrated, I don't choose a show that I dislike, because I don't like the show. So I'ma just, like, you know what I mean? I watched all of Demon Slayer. I consumed all of the media for it, all of the story. And after consuming all of it, I think it was a decent show. But for the stature that a lot of people put it as, like, people were saying it was the greatest show of all time. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I think it's overrated, but I still do like it, me personally.
And for the third one, we had someone from the audience say Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen.
That's an interesting one, but I want to hear why before I have any comments on it.
The over narration, the over exposition of what the characters can do, but also isn't how to say it. The protagonist doesn't feel like the protagonist. Gojo got so popular, it feels more like it's Gojo's anime than Itadori's anime. That's also an issue I have with it. Like, I feel like, didn't Gojo had an entire, I don't know if it was a season or an arc dedicated to, like, separate
the movie
episodes?
was for Yuta. The arc was when Gojo and Geto were, like, still in Jujutsu Academy. And that was strict. Yuji didn't exist in the arc yet, literally. And it's still his show, by the way.
Yeah, and, like, I feel like every relevant thing I've seen regarding that anime often doesn't have anything to do with the protagonist, but everybody else around him. I'm not even, like, 200% sure of how many people died, and I wouldn't want to spoil the ones I do know they died. But the only time I think I saw Yuji have some sort of protagonism when it came to the relevance he could get on the internet by the people that consume it was that one scene where he's chasing, I forgot his name. He got long hair, some stuff on his face.
Mahito.
Yeah, that's the only scene I saw the protagonist be like, oh, he had some development, some fucked up shit happened, this is his moment. And then we roll back to, they should have just made a Gojo show at that point. Like, I feel like you could present Gojo as a protagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen to a person that's never seen it, and they would believe it because of the amount of content that's dedicated to him. I also, based on what I know, I don't know if this is true, but Gege, the creator, would do a lot of stuff just out of spite to actually piss people off. And that's why X and Y characters are dead, but characters like Mei Mei, who is actively committing pedophilic incest, are still good and kicking. You might have to censor that. The lady with the braid.
Her and her little brother.
Yeah, I remember.
Apparently, they keep her because Gege's just like, yeah.
I went from being like, damn, she look kind of good, because I like long black hair and long white hair. I said, wait, and then I saw that scene. I said, never mind. So I'm good. Give me Utahime. I'll work with that.
And I've definitely seen, like, the boom it's had. The animation is really pretty, but I feel like it's another of those animes that if it had, like, a quality drop, kind of like what happened to Seven Deadly Sins, it wouldn't be doing as good as it does.
Yeah.
Often
or
overrated.
One Punch Man. That's another one.
Yeah, there you go.
Would it be as popular as it is if it didn't have the animation?
or if the animation, like, I don't know, they changed studios for next season.
Literally One
and then
Punch
the
Man.
animation stopped. Yeah, literally what happened to One Punch Man. Because I love One Punch Man, and then after the second season came out, I was like, I don't even like One Punch Man that much. I like the animation. Because I saw that second season and it looked like a parody of itself, and I was like,
My boy was sliding
that.
down that hill without his legs moving.
Third one.
When I was watching One Punch Man season 2, I thought I was watching like a filler episode because of how bad the animation was. Like one of those OSTs that they have whenever they're trying to just save time for the next whatever they do.
Even the ending felt
And then
like a
people were
parody.
complaining. Yeah, animation. I could say that like some shows like Naruto, if the animation wasn't as good as some parts, because the majority of the time in Naruto, the animation isn't crazy. It's usually just going to be the fight scenes. It's to my opinion that I think it'd still be a popular anime if the animation wasn't that good.
Yeah, it came out 2004. They were still, it was hella good, of course. It's aging like fine wine. But there was plenty of things they probably couldn't do, that they're doing right now that they couldn't do back then. And it's still been like long enough for it to defend itself with the resources they had back then. Because a lot of that was still like paper made. I'm honest, I didn't finish Jujutsu Kaisen. I tried, but the information overload was my first issue. The other stuff that I exposed is what perpetuated it.
It would definitely be something that you don't like, for sure. I guess my only take on the Jujutsu Kaisen thing is I think Gojo ruined the show. I don't have a problem with Gojo at all, but I think like she was saying, the attention to Gojo was too much. The animation looked really good. I think Gojo himself was somebody that was a lot of fans were really interested in, and because of him, I think that's why a lot of people kind of watch the show. But it kind of overrules the main character. Now, there's nothing wrong with having side characters or other main characters that aren't the protagonist himself be famous. I mean, there's a lot of people that have shows that the main character is not their favorite character. I'm like that in some shows. I think the only time that the main character is my favorite character is in Naruto. Naruto's my favorite character, and Gintama Gintoki is my favorite character. Other than that, it's always side characters, usually. I just find them more interesting. But for sure, I think Gojo probably, the attention to Gojo kind of ruined it.
Imagine if Kakashi just overtook all of Naruto after the first season.
I think that I think the Naruto did it better. And what I mean by that is when you compare the two, Gojo is there because at some point in time he has to keep the power scaling in check, the power system.
Our light died, so that's why we're a little bit less brown.
Yeah. We're gonna blend it in with this couch if another one dies. But I think it did it better there because obviously I think Kakashi, especially when Naruto was introduced, was a staple for the power system, if it made sense. Like a lot of people knew him as the copy ninja. Everybody understood how famous Kakashi was, but it wasn't the main purpose of the show. You know what I mean? Like, especially like when they went on the bridge and when they were doing some of the initial missions, when Naruto was doing it, people knew who Kakashi was already, but it wasn't the whole purpose of the show. Like when Jujutsu Kaisen starts, as soon as Gojo's on screen, he's the star. It's like, oh, well, this only happens
We literally
because
see him
Gojo's
episode
here.
1.
Yeah, so that kind of defeats the
Do we even
purpose.
see Kakashi in episode 1 in Naruto?
In episode 1, I think you just see Naruto and you see Aruka.
Because
you see the third
Iruka's
Hokage.
his teacher.
You don't see Kakashi until after they've already became Ginyu, and he goes in to pick them up, and they try to drop the little eraser on his head.
Another anime that has a trio and their teachers white hair, which came out recently, is Witch Hat Atelier and Keyfree. They do a good balance between making sure that the main group gets their screen time and not giving too much to the teacher, because it's not he's still an important character in the story so far, and they do a good job making sure that the main cast, who is the most important, gets their screen time versus making this other person with white hair that the women are probably going to get their panties soaked over too much screen time. Right?
Hey, some people like him. I don't have no problem with the fan service. I mean, ladies need fan service too. You ask Mel, that's fan service. They Gojo took that mask off and she saw those eyes and it was over. It was, and a lot of people, it was like that. Yeah, he's a flirt. He's definitely a flirt. Literally. He was flirting with that girl's teacher.
Gojo's probably a whore. They probably just didn't want to express him that way because it would kind of break the illusion.
mean, he probably is. I would agree. I mean,
But that's our top 3 for what we think is the most overrated anime of all time, because, of course, what we say is fact.
Demon Slayer is overrated. I'm sorry.
But if you do have any contrasting opinions, of course, because your opinions won't be fact, you can put those in the comments and leave a like and dislike. Or like.
No, preferably a like.
Preferably a like.
The subscribe button would be pretty cool, too.
Y'all stay hydrated and stay black. If not, get blacker.